A company founded in northern Michigan is working to not only sell gourmet coffee, but make a global change at the same time.
In this week's Made in Northern Michigan, we're learning how Higher Grounds in Traverse City worked with farmers around the world to improve life in faraway places. It's something many of us do every single day. But what if your daily cup of coffee could help people on the other side of the world? That's the goal of Higher Grounds Trading Company.
Higher Grounds was founded in 2002 following work living in southern Mexico, working with coffee farmers that had excellent high quality specialty coffee, but they didn't have a market.
He spent about a year down there, and it came time for him to move back to this area. And he asked his farming friends, how could we keep helping you? And the farmers suggested, well, you could sell our coffee. It's like, oh, all right, let's go for it.
He bought 1 pallet of coffee, just 8 bags, and moved to northern Michigan.
Slowly but surely just kept selling coffee, buying more, selling, buying more, until today, 12 years later. We're expanded and have a coffee shop and quickly growing out of our current location.
But Chris wanted to do more than just sell coffee. He wanted to help his friends in Mexico who sold him that very first pallet of coffee beans.
They sat down with the farmers and they said, what biggest issue could we tackle? You know, what's kind of the biggest one thing? If we could just focus on one thing and really improve that one thing, what would it be? And they said water. So it started with the Chiapas Water Project, and that grew into the larger organization on the ground.
Through working directly with coffee farmers that are struggling for their rights around the world, not only in Mexico, but in about 10 different countries, we're able to create a sustainable trading system with them and also be able to tell their story to people here in the United States.
So that brings me to the cup of coffee.
First, farmers in places like Mexico, Colombia, Peru, and the 7 other countries Higher Grounds works with hand harvest the coffee and dry it out so it looks like this.
And that's how we get it, once it's fully dried and in that raw green form.
Then at Higher Grounds Roastery, beans are put into this roaster for about 10 to 15 minutes and cooled quickly after.
The darker you roast it, the more you're going to eventually taste the roast characteristics, the caramelization, that toasty roastiness. And a lighter roast, you'll be able to identify more subtle nuances that are present in the coffee, you know, even before it was roasted.
From there, coffee beans rest before they're either ground and packaged or bagged for sale. And it's something that certainly doesn't go unnoticed.
We just decided this was a good place to come because of what their backgrounds are and the things that they do for not just the community, but around the world, really.
All of that stuff, loosely related to coffee, but that's why we're here. That's why we do what we do. We're absolutely focused on excellent coffee, as you can hear from the grinder in the background. That's what we do on a daily basis, but it's all informed by that, all of that context, all of those things that are happening really far from here, but we're directly connected to those things every time we fill up our cup.
Chris says Higher Grounds is constantly working to find more international farming communities to form relationships with as the company continues to grow. To learn more about Higher Grounds or the nonprofit organization on the ground, we've posted links on mifox32.com.